Welcome everybody to the online program for the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, British Columbia. And we've been talking so far in our program about these expert therapists who use a form of therapy that we could call meaning-oriented therapy or meaning-centered therapy, although they're all a little different. As you know, the program at Sunshine Coast is based on the work of Dr. Paul Wong. But Dr. Wong doesn't own a monopoly of all meaning-oriented therapies. There are many who practice them. And so we're just picking out some of these experts in the field and just to give you a sense of where they're coming from with the hope that maybe you can pick out one or two things from them that will help you in your recovery. So we've talked about Dr. Jonathan Diamond, Dr. Geoff Singer, and we're going to a group of three now. And these are Barbara Ballinger, Robert Matano and Adrianne Amantea. Now, the reason we're picking them out is they follow a form of therapy created by a fellow by the name of Kurt Schneider called Existential Integrative Therapy. It's a big fancy thing, right? At any rate, they're much more interested in helping people experience what we could call a meaningful time with the therapist or an encounter with the therapist, right? So although they're not particularly interested in doling out, well, here's what the drugs do in the brain, or, here's all the bad things that can happen if you do drugs, they're not particularly interested in that because their argument is drugs have been used because people aren't particularly comfortable in life. They're not particularly comfortable around others. They don't really have a sense of how to connect deeply at a deep emotional level with others. So they promote this sort of experience, this deep emotional experience in therapy. Okay, and they also believe that a lot of addicts really dislike negative emotions. So they really don't like this profound guilt they're feeling, this anger, and so they work with them to help the client experience these emotions without thinking, oh my God, this is unacceptable and I can't handle that. And I spend a lot of time, like, it's okay to be guilty, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to sit in it. It's not the end of the world, it's in fact kind of a human thing that happens to all of us. So their approach, although it's not very intellectual and it's not dispensing any information, what they're trying to do in therapy is actually help you expand your world, to feel alive, to find some joy in connecting with other people, to experience all these emotions without thinking that they're bad or they're negative or they're going to hurt you. In fact, this is all part of what it means to be human, and to help the client listen to what his body is telling, what these experiences are telling him. At any rate, so a little different kind of meaning therapy there, but the idea is to have a meaningful experience, a meaningful encounter with a therapist, which then we can hope that translates into the real world. So connections with family are much more powerful, with loved ones, with friends, community, all that sort of thing. At any rate, that's it for this online edition, and we'll be back next week with another one.